Throughout time, people across the world told each other tales of how they came to be, of heroes and monsters, romance and tragedy, death and rebirth. Mythology helped shape the ancient world, explaining the unexplainable. This is Mythology Unleashed. Thousands of years ago, there arose a practice known as alchemy, a proto-science and philosophy that would eventually lead to the creation of various modern-day sciences, including chemistry, pharmacology, metallurgy, and more. The overall mission of an alchemist was to improve the lives of others by purifying and perfecting materials, curing disease, prolonging lifespans, and finding ways in which to improve the human condition. Amidst the medieval period of history, when alchemy was at the height of its practice, there came tale of a substance that could be used to accomplish everything an alchemist would set out to do, and a catalyst to perform acts that could only be described as miracles. The Philosopher's Stone. Referred to by a host of different regional names, the Philosopher's Stone was a mystical mineral that could transform ordinary metals, including iron, tin, lead, mercury, zinc, nickel, or copper, into precious metals such as gold and silver. What's more is that it was believed to be a cornerstone ingredient in creating the elixir of life, a fabled potion with the power to cure any illness, heal any injury, renew the properties of youth, and even grant immortality to those who consumed it. Other capabilities of the stone that have been described include, but are not limited to, transmutation of common stones into precious gemstones, creation of flexible yet indestructible glass, and the creation of perpetually burning lamps. Though something this profound and universally helpful sounds too good to be true, it became the most sought-after prize in the alchemical world. But certain questions arise. Just what is the Philosopher's Stone at its core? Where did it originate? And where could it possibly be found? The origins of the stone are shrouded in mystery, yet certainly go back millennia, with the first written account appearing circa 300 CE in the Chirometer, written by Greek-Egyptian alchemist Zosimos of Panopolis. Some say that the stone's history with humanity goes as far back as Adam, the first man in the Christian Bible, who had acquired the knowledge of the mystical substance directly from God, and then proceeded to pass on the knowledge to biblical patriarchs such as Noah. To make matters more mysterious, there is no universal description of what the Philosopher's Stone looks like. Its color, its shape, etc. are all a mystery. In fact, it may not have been a stone at all, as it was variously described as the tincture, the powder, or a mysterious, ubiquitous substance related to the creation of the earth, hidden in plain sight. Furthermore, many alchemical texts claim that the stone must first be created through a refining process that varies from source to source. But many refer to a process known as magnum opus, an alchemical procedure that manipulates prima materia, the material beginning and ending of all things. A procedure which also can vary in terms of stages, ingredients, and execution from source to source. Over the centuries, many of the Western world's most brilliant minds searched for the Philosopher's Stone, tearing through ancient texts written in codes and dead languages, and toiling in their laboratories, utilizing every method that they know of, and maybe even creating a few new procedures along the way. Such big names include Paracelsus, who referred to the stone as the Alchemist, and renowned English polymath Sir Isaac Newton. But perhaps the figure most associated with the Philosopher's Stone was Nicolas Flamel. Born in France in the 14th century, Flamel was a bookseller, copyist, notary, and later philanthropist, who garnered posthumous fame as an alchemist due to legends surrounding his discovery of the Philosopher's Stone. As the story is told in his book Hieroglyphica, Flamel came upon the legend of the stone and its creation process as a young man, when a stranger had entered his shop and sold to him, for the sum of 2 florins, a gilded book, very large and very old, made of thin bark rather than parchment or paper, with a delicate copper cover, engraved all over with strange figures, and written in a deliberately cryptic language, and illustrated with a myriad of abstract pictures. With the aid of a Spanish scholar familiar with the mystic texts, Flamel succeeded in decoding and deciphering the book. And Flamel later claimed to have used the secret of the Philosopher's Stone to create gold on 3 separate occasions, amassing great wealth, much of which was donated to charity. Though he was in fact a real person, much of Flamel's legacy, and even his reputation as an alchemist, is more myth than fact. His book, from which we know most of his history, was not published until nearly 200 years after he had died, and many scholars debate whether or not it was even written by him. Whether or not Flamel's tale was factual, the story of his alchemical quest helped keep alive the belief that alchemy was a credible science, and that the Philosopher's Stone could be made, and more importantly, used. By the late 17th century, alchemy's underlying theories were usurped by more valid theories of modern chemistry, and belief in the stone had faded, though its impact on humanity has never truly left. For centuries, the Philosopher's Stone was the most sought-after goal in the world of alchemy. To find it, and to uncover the mysteries on how to create it, and how to utilize its properties, would be a boon to mankind, granting nigh limitless wealth and power with its transmutation properties, and being the ultimate cure-all for any affliction a human being may face, even halt death indefinitely. Though it seemed like the expedition to find the fabled substance was little more than a fantasy that set educated men out on a wild goose chase, there were more than a few beneficial results of the search. In the quest to find it, alchemists had examined countless substances in their laboratories, building a base of knowledge that would spawn the fields of chemistry, pharmacology, metallurgy, and more sciences that affect the world today. Though the Philosopher's Stone may exist solely in the realm of myth, the legendary magical substance, nevertheless, embodied many of mankind's most enduring dreams: wealth, vitality, power, achievement, enlightenment, and immortality.